Before you scroll, I want you to answer this honestly. If all your money disappeared tomorrow, not just your checking account, everything, your savings, your retirement, all of it, how long would you last? A month? 2 months? A week? Or would things fall apart almost immediately? Now here's the part most people don't say out loud. You already know the answer. And if you're around 40, that answer probably makes you uncomfortable. But stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how someone starting at 40, even with little or nothing, can still build real financial security. And more importantly, I'm going to show you why most people fail to catch up, even when they know exactly what to do. Let's start with something that might sting. By age 40, most financial guidelines say you should have about 3 times your annual salary saved. So if you make $60,000 a year, that's around $180,000 saved. If you make $80,000, you're aiming for about $240,000. Now here's reality. The median retirement savings for people between 35 and 44? Around $45,000, not the average, the median, which means half of people have less than that. Let that sink in. So if you feel behind, you're not. You're exactly where most people are. And that's the real problem, because nobody plans to fall behind. It just happens. Student loans that last longer than expected. Jobs that pay enough to survive, but not enough to build. Unexpected medical bills, rent that keeps rising, a divorce, a kid, supporting family. Life doesn't ask for permission before it takes, and saving gets whatever is left. And for a lot of people, there isn't much left. I spoke to someone not long ago, early 40s, worked consistently for years, never unemployed, never reckless. But every time they tried to build savings, something happened. Car repair, medical expense, helping a parent. And suddenly they looked up and realized they had almost nothing set aside. Not because they failed, but because life kept interrupting the plan. So let's get something clear right now. You are not too late, but you're at a point where doing nothing is no longer neutral. It's expensive. Let me show you what waiting actually costs. If you invest $300 a month starting at 40 with an average 7% return, by 65, you'll have about $227,000. That's meaningful. That's real money. But if you had started at 30, same $300, same behavior, you'd end up with over $500,000. Same effort. A difference of more than $300,000. And this is the moment most people shut down, because you can't go back. That time is gone. But here's the truth most people miss. The biggest financial mistake isn't starting late. It's staying late. Because 10 years from now, you will either be glad you started today or you'll wish you had. There is no third option. And just for perspective, around 99% of Warren Buffett's net worth was built after age 50. The window is not closed, but it does require action. So let's move from awareness to a real plan, not theory, not motivation, actual steps. Step 1, face your starting point. Calculate your net worth. Write down everything you own, savings, investments, retirement accounts, home equity, your car. Then write down everything you owe, credit cards, loans, mortgage, debt, subtract. That number, that's your baseline. And if it's negative, that is not a failure. It's data. And data is something you can work with. You cannot fix what you refuse to look at. Next, eliminate high interest debt. If you're carrying credit card debt at 20%, that's not just debt. That's an emergency. No investment will reliably beat that return. Use the avalanche method. List debts from highest interest to lowest. Attack the top one aggressively. Minimums on the rest. Every dollar you eliminate is a guaranteed return, risk-free. Step 3, capture free money. If your employer offers a retirement match and you're not using it, you are literally giving up part of your salary. That's not investing, that's leaving money on the table. And if you're over 50, you can contribute even more with catch-up contributions. Most people don't use this. That's a mistake. Now here's where things change. Most advice focuses on cutting expenses. But at 40, your biggest opportunity is increasing income. You have experience, skills, relationships. Those have value. That can mean a better role, negotiating a raise, switching companies, building a side income. Because unlike saving, income has no ceiling. You can only cut so much, but you can earn a lot more. Now, start investing, even if it feels small. $50 a month is not pointless. It's identity. It turns you into someone who invests. And that behavior compounds, not just financially, but psychologically. Consistency beats timing every time. And finally, protect what you're building. Emergency fund, 3 to 6 months. Because one bad event should not erase your progress. Basic insurance if people depend on you. A simple will. These aren't luxuries, they're protection. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't fall behind because they lack information. They fall behind because they avoid it. It's easier not to check, easier not to calculate, easier to delay. Because looking at the gap between where you are and where you hope to be is painful, but avoiding it costs more. There is a version of you at 65 who will live inside the results of what you do right now. That person will either have options or they won't. They will either feel secure or dependent. That future is not random. It is built in ordinary weeks. So here's what you do. This week, no overthinking, no waiting. Calculate your net worth. List your debts by interest rate. Log into your retirement account. Capture your employer match. Start investing, even small. Because small and consistent will always beat large and someday. Being 40 with nothing saved is not a life sentence. It's a starting point. And the people who catch up aren't the luckiest. They're the ones who stopped avoiding reality and started moving anyway. If you don't want to be in the same financial position 10 years from now, subscribe to Wallet Mastery, because most people won't change. But if you're watching this, you still can. See you in the next video.